Okay, day one is started right now. Are you excited? I know we are. We're ready to rock and roll this thing. So we're going to walk you through what to expect and what to do. Okay, pens and paper all set to go. Notes on the right side. Let's get busy. Ready, Vic?
I'm ready. And the way we're going to do this, we're going to do this by, of course, teaching Mark and Chris, and taking them through the process. Every single step will be documented, right? And you will be able to watch every single move, every single cursor click, everything, right? This is going to be the most amazing program, my friend. Just keep that in mind. Just one thing in mind. 14 days to change your life. Ready?
Exactly.
Super excited. So let's get it started.
All right, so the foundation and blueprint. This is what day one is all about. Before you can really set off on your goals, on your journey, building these next 14 days, you've got to have some kind of a foundation across the board. Let's go what the outcome is. Okay, for today, number one, the most important thing you're going to learn that we want to make sure that this day brings to you, no matter what, is have a very clear understanding of how to build your business. What is an effective online business? What do you have to do to make sure that business is successful so you can rinse and repeat this process over and over again? So we're going to set your guidelines, we're going to set your outcomes, we're going to set your expectations so you get exactly what you need to be successful. Number one, you got to have a very clear understanding of how to build an effective online business. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. There's a way to start off really fast but not exactly get the results you want. We want to make sure we methodically and meticulously make sure you know how to build the building blocks of an online business. Number two, clearly identify your financial goals. We want to make sure you know what you really want to get out of this. Maybe you need $1,000 a month. Maybe that will make a major change in your life. Maybe it's $10,000. Maybe it's $100,000. Whatever it is, identify what your objective is over the next 14 days. All right, number three, identify what it is that you're willing to give in return for this new change in your life. You got to make a sacrifice. Nothing worth having is unworth spending time with. You've got to spend the time to get the results. So no matter what you do, you've got to identify this is your outcome. This is your opportunity. This is your goal. So write down in this process, we're going to get to this process to understand exactly what is your goals. Number four, mental readiness. No matter what, you've got to be a 10x thinker. You've got to have a winning mind. You'll never obtain what you're unwilling to pursue. And Mark and Chris, I'll tell you right now, the more time you put into this, the more you get out of this. The more you pray and you think and you hope, that's awesome, that's great, but it's the works that bring us the results. It's the effort that brings us the results. It's doing the actual step-by-step tasks, the homework, the process, and all. So I need you to put in your mind that this is an all or none. Forget any plan B. If you, my friend, have a plan B, if this doesn't work out, you've already set yourself up for failure. So if you want to win, if you want to be set in motion to make sure you win at this task, the next 14 days gives you what you want. You've set your goals. You know what you want to do. You know what the prize looks like. Then you've got to sit down right now and says, yes, I'm in. Yes, I'm ready to go forward. And yes, I'm ready to go. Are you fair enough with me? Are you ready to rock and roll?
100%.
I'm in.
Let's keep going. All right.
So let's talk about, you guys, how do you build an online business, right? So the challenge that I have is what worked for me over the last 11 years of being in this space, 21 years for you. How do we condense it in a way that's going to make sense for you, and how do we get your results in 14 days? Okay, that's it. So 14 days to change your life, 14 days to change your life. How do we do that? And I want to do it in a way so that making money is easy. See? Making money is easy. As long as you just follow the program, what we're going to do here. I've done this many, many times. I've taught other people how to do it. People getting results. This thing just works. It's like a machine, right? If you do certain things in a certain way, it's going to work. So making money will not be a challenge. I'm not concerned about that. My concern or my challenge here is to present it to you and show it to you in a way so that you get it. Right? I want you to be able to replicate the process yourselves, and same thing with you. So as you're going through the 14 days, you become the expert. You will be able to stand on your own 2 feet as a marketer and get results pretty much anytime you want for anything, right? So how do we do this? I want to explain to you in layman's terms, right, and give you through some metaphors to walk you through this process, because it's going to make sense, okay? So how do you build a successful online business that's going to last? And the best way I can explain it to you, and I'm not going to assume anything. Obviously, with you guys, you've never done this before. Right. You know, you watching us right here. Maybe you tried to build an online business. Maybe you haven't. I'm not going to assume anything. We're going to start from total ground zero, right? How do you build a house, right? Let's look at this metaphor. How do you build a house? Well, for us to build a house, if we want to build a skyscraper, right, or if we want to build a single-family home, right, there is a process to everything. So many marketers, you guys. You know, listen, so many marketers, they're trying to make money online without a clear, crystal clear blueprint, right? They don't know what to do first, second, third, how to do this. They're just throwing stuff. They're just getting traffic to something that doesn't convert. And then they're like, why is it doesn't work for me, right? Let's take a look at how you build a house. There are specific things. First of all, we need to have a vision, right? What kind of a house is this going to be? Is it going to be a hotel? Is it going to be a skyscraper, a single family home, an apartment, right? What kind of a house is it going to be? Right, and as I'm walking you through this process, there is a fine line that goes across this whole thing, and you can strategically relay this stuff to your business. See, most people don't do this. I'm gonna explain it to you. You guys will get it. Okay, you will get it. Trust me. You'll become an expert. So vision is number one. Number two, we have a vision. Now what? Before we start building, before we start sending traffic, before we start doing clicking or anything, we've got to put together a blueprint.
That makes sense.
We've got to have a blueprint. That's how you build a house. Without a blueprint, you start building things. It's just the thing's not going to come together, right? Makes sense. Now, third thing is you got to have some tools, right? I've built a house. You know, Jason, you've built a house before, and you know, currently, as we're going through the process of building a house, so you need some hammers. You know, you need material. You need to buy the sheetrock and this to make sure the house is going to be the house that you want, right? What kind of materials? Pay attention, because there is a hidden $1 million lesson in what I'm explaining to you right now. For you guys, this is new stuff. If you have been going through the online marketing, you know, for any program before, and if you are struggling, I'm giving you a $1 million lesson embedded in this metaphor. Okay, hear me out. I'm going to explain it to you. You'll have an aha moment. So once we have the tools, we have the blueprint. We need to have a strategy, right? Are we going to do it ourselves, or we're going to hire a contractor and pay somebody to do it for us? Right? There is a strategy. Very, very important. In business, you guys, I'm going to tell you, strategy is not something, strategy is not 90%, it's everything. Strategy is going to determine whether you make $100 online or zero or $10 million online, okay? Strategy is super important. We're going to talk about that. And then finally, we need to take action. Once we have all these things together in the right order, boom, right? It happens. How do you build a cake? Jason, you're building cake? You're baking cakes?
I'm a baker. Yes, I'm a baker man. Right. Yes, bake me a cake as fast as you can. Right. So listen, when you're going to build a cake, it's the exact same thing as building a house, my friends. No matter what you do, you first figure out, number one, what kind of cake do you want to build? And in the online space, it kind of comes the same thing all full circle. Do I run this kind of a campaign or that kind of campaign? Will this bring me revenue or will that bring me revenue? I have to figure out first what I want, what's my position, where I'm going to start from. Number two, you've got to have the right ingredients. Because can you imagine sitting down, of course, I got 3 daughters, you guys know this all day long, and what happens if my girls say, you know what, Dad, I want to build a cake, and they say, I want to build a chocolate cake. And then my little daughter sits around and says to me, Dad, I want ingredients. And she grabs the box of salt, and then she grabs over the vinegar, and she, of course, grabs up, you know, everyone needs to have this one in a cake. If you don't have this, it's not a really good cake. You've got to grab the prunes, and then you mix them all together. So you got to go out to the shop, you got to find the right ingredients and bring them all together to make the right cake. So number two, you got to have the right ingredients. Number three, you can't really make this cake unless you got the right tools. You need a mixing bowl, right? You can't go ahead and put the cake, which has happened to me not that long ago, where my kids kind of threw everything on the floor and just kind of mixed it together on the pan. That was really, really well done. It was delightful. It was a vinegar cake. We made some for you, Uncle Vic. You'll like it. So you got to have the right tools, okay? In the online space, these can be how to send an email, this could be a website, this could be all these things we'll get into in detail down the line, but you've got to have those in motion. And number four, you've got to take action, whether it's finishing it up, letting the cake rise like a dough rise, or putting it into the oven at the right temperature. So building a cake, building a house, all follow a plan, all follow a procedure, and step by step. So in 20 plus years of doing this, I can tell you one thing. When I first started, I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a procedure. I just winged it. And today, after doing this thousands and thousands and thousands of times, you're going to get this, I figured out the simple solution. Vic has a plan. I've got a plan. We put them together, and we're going to give you the blueprint. We're going to give you the tools and walk you through the step by step.
Now, here's the thing about the cake, though. Now, say if I do have every single ingredient for the cake, for the proper cake, but I got no clue what do I put in first, second, third? Do I put the sugar before the water or the flour? Or what? How do I? I'm not like a terrible cake baker. My wife is awesome at that, man. But you gotta have the right ingredients.
Yes.
And you also, just as importantly, you need to understand what to do first, what to put in second and third. You know, in marketing space, check it out, right? So how many times you can have a product, and somebody's going to tell you know what, you can have, just have a product and send traffic to it. Those are 2 ingredients, right? Have you ever tried that? You guys didn't, I know. Let me ask you this. Have you tried that? How did it work out for you? Probably not good, right? Why? You got the 2 ingredients. You didn't do it properly. There is something else that's missing. See, it's one thing to have the right things, which is important. Second thing is also putting it together in a strategic way, and it's exactly what we're going to talk about, Jason.
In every single way. One of the things as well, I'll think about this one, it just came to my mind. I want to make sure you understand this one. Cake, and everyone knows how to cake. It's a simple analogy. It's the oven and the temperature.
Right. It's
right?
easy to understand.
It's easy to understand. You're good with the cake. Yeah. It's the temperature. Now, do you bake it at 100 degrees or 400 degrees? But put that in online marketing context. If I'm going to run traffic someplace, I've got to realize how much it costs me to run that traffic. Whether I pay a penny for a click, $1 for a click, $2 for a click. Knowing where it is to make sure that when I am going to invest my effort and my time into the online space, that I get a good positive return. You won't have that, my friend, unless you know the temperature to bake that oven, preheat that oven to before you put the cake in there. And we're going to walk you through that. We're going to show you how to take the temperature of your proverbial oven, of your online oven, before you run your campaign, before you run your traffic. Because if not, it's disaster. So slow down, work with us. We're going to give it to you step by step. The biggest thing you can do today and for the next 14 days is become the very, very best. And hear me out and come close and listen up. Be the very best follower on the planet Earth. Just follow the bouncing ball step by step by step. Because in 20 plus years and a dozen years with Vic doing this space, we are giving you the step by step, easy to understand solutions. If you follow it and don't ask questions about maybe not, you'll do the result, you'll see the result, you'll get the result, then you can ask the questions. But we want you to get the result first, step by step.
Yeah. So does this make sense, you guys?
It does.
Totally. There's a correlation. Building a house, baking a cake. Like, how do you go from point A to point B? Same. I'm just going to fly through this, but check it out, right? There is a pattern. You guys, there's a pattern for success. There's a pattern for failure. There's a pattern for making money. There's a pattern for losing money online, right? Pattern. So check it out. How do you go from point A? Well, first of all, you got to know where you are. You got to know where you're going, right? This is a big portion of today. This is perhaps going to be the single most important lesson that we're going to do, an assignment today. Because we will identify where we are going, right? See, how do you play volleyball with no nets? It doesn't work. You can't play basketball with no hoop. You got to have a way to keep score, right?
I tried that once with the hoop.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was a net. It didn't work very well.
It doesn't work very well. Right. So moving from point A to point B, again, know where you're going to go, where you want to go, right? Then you're going to have a strategy. Quickest way to get us there. If I want to go from California to New York, I can walk, which would be terrible. I can drive a car, ride a bicycle, or I can get on an airplane, right? Strategy makes everything different, right? Then, of course, the vehicle, I just touched about that. What kind of vehicle? If I'm going to drive a car, is this going to be something that's like, almost dead, and it's going to drive me 20 miles an hour, or can I get in like a supercar and get there faster, right? See, the other thing makes difference. In online, how many people are out there? I'm amazed, Jason, that just seeing the response from the marketplace. So many marketers are trying to build a business, meshing all these ideas together and not having a clear, concise, precise, strategic step-by-step instructions and guide.
That's why most fail.
That's exactly.
All the time. Most marketers fail with not doing that.
I surveyed thousands of people in an online space and other people's lists. 97% of people making less than $100 a month.
That's sad.
97%. Something like 87% or 88% are making zero. All right. Why? Too much information, right? Conflicting information and not knowing what to do first. second, and third. We're going to solve that. It's not going to happen to you guys. It's not going to happen to you. But let's move on. Then, you get into the vehicle. You know where you're going. You have the strategy. You just take action, right? You go. Pretty simple, right? Building a business.
It's the exact same way. No matter what you want to do, it's a very simple step-by-step process. So number one, know where you are now. How much money you've got in the bank, how much money you need to put into the bank, what you understand and what you don't understand. So number one, know where you are now. Number two, identify where you want to go. What's that destination? What does your life look like at the end of the road when you get there? Where do you want to be? Start from one place, get to another. Number three, find the quickest strategy and simplest solution to get you there. Step by step by step by step. No running around the bush, no thinking about this, no trying something new, no trying on that hat, but get the quickest strategy to get there, because if not, you're wailing in challenges. Next, find a product. You've got to have a product, because you can't do anything without this great strategy to get from point A to point B without a good product that really makes sense, that you understand, that you believe in, that you know will produce results to help you get the quickest strategy. Then, if you got that product, you know this is a really cool product, you need a system. You need a step-by-step plan, a system that you can just simply shake and bake like a recipe. What a concept, like a cake, like a recipe. So we have a system that you know can drive activity to get you from one place to another. And after that, you need targeted traffic. Really targeted traffic. A lot of marketers all day long, Vic, forget this idea. They think if I just run an ad someplace or I post on something on Facebook and say maybe they're going to come. It's not the field of dreams like that movie. It's more like build it where they will come. It's build it and then drive targeted people who need it. If you know what somebody needs, you know how to give it to them, you know what they'll pay for it, could you be successful? Well, most of us would say yes, but most of us can't because they lack all different systems. So targeted traffic will walk you through that. And then after that, once you've got the traffic, go into the product, you've got the easiest way, you're going to scale it, leverage it, and generate huge, massive action and automate the process. Listen, yesterday or earlier today, I gave you guys, my bio, what I did, and things of that nature. Here's the thing I can tell you clearly in every single way. I diversify. A good online marketer diversifies their efforts, not only in traffic sources, but in their systems. We'll get to that process. But I have 9 companies today, 9 .com companies. Do you know what we generated last year in revenue? Over $12 million in the online space last year in revenue. It's simple. It's not hard to make money. And it's all done because I knew the path, I knew the process, I had a system, I had a product, and I did it again and again and again. But all those companies are automated. They all run by themselves. So as we go through this process and we teach you the system, we identify the products, we help you understand what's going on, you've got your plan put in motion, we'll automate it with you. And you'll get to that place if you keep following us step by step by step.
Speaking of income, and then this whole leverage that you touched upon, let me ask you guys this. How awesome would it be if you could have literally, with what we're going to do here over the next 14 days, literally open up to 27 totally passive automatic income streams?
It'd be fantastic.
That'd be amazing.
Right? Yeah, of course.
So that's what we're going to do. So the funnel that we're going to be building together, right, is something I've done before, previously, and I've done it many, many times. Jason's done it many times, and we're going to implement that here today. Same thing with you, my friend. You're watching this. You will have an opportunity to open up to 27 income streams, and here's the best part, without having to sell anything, right? How awesome is that?
If you think of this whole idea and you say to yourself, okay, great, 27 income streams, that's awesome, I love that one. But you have to realize there's a method to the madness for Project Breakthrough. You see, we can break you through to a position. We can help you get to someplace and make extra money. But here's the real question. Can we get you to that point where you're making money and then help you make more and then help you get to a point where you're independent? Yeah. That's the task, is it not? Is it really not to replace everything you're relying upon with what it is you want? And so that's your question too, my friends. Let me ask you this. With these 27 income streams, which sounds kind of almost daunting in some capacity, but we'll walk you through it in step by step by step. Our job is to give you something that might be thought of as recession-proof. You get to a job, maybe you lose that job. The economy goes up, maybe it goes down. All these things impact us. You guys are in the mortgage industry.
It's like a roller coaster ride.
Every single day,
down,
up and down. That's a challenge. And you can't rely upon that as a revenue stream for yourselves because the world does this. It goes up and down. We saw that in your guys' store. That's why I went this and this way, and now we're doing this. So reality sets in to say this to you, and you ask yourself this question. If you had an income stream that had some degree of recession-proof validity, would that be of value to you? Can you see your life on the other end of that coin?
Yeah, awesome. So you guys fired up?
We're fired up.
You fired up yet?
I got fire in my belly.
Listen, here's yeah, we'll dig in here in a minute. Here's what I want you to do watching us right now. Just go ahead and, as you're watching this video, make a comment in the comments below, right? Let me know if you fired up, if you're ready to go. Here's, very quickly, guys, this is important. I do want to cover this because so many marketers don't get it, and because they don't get it, they don't, it's like a law of gravity. It's there, it works for anybody, but if you don't understand it, it's going to be difficult. You're going to be running into a brick wall. Here, I call it the airplane metaphor, right? So before the airplane can take off, if I want to take off from LA to New York, for example, I get in an airplane, I need to know where I'm at, right? If I don't know where I'm at, I can't go where I want to go. So the direction is important. Now, here is where most marketers struggle, okay? It might be you, right? Check this out. When an airplane gets on the runway, okay, it needs to go, it needs to gain momentum, okay? It needs to go full throttle. Now, what happens if an airplane gets on the runway and, there's 747, it needs longer runway than a little plane, right? What we're gonna build here is a skyscraper. We're gonna build the most amazing business that you guys will be able to run, and it's gonna run automatically for you. Okay, the income that I showed you that I was able to make, I'm not gonna make any guarantees whatsoever, right? But we're taking the same model and we're gonna build the same system together. It's gonna be amazing. It's going to be amazing. You have no idea. Stick through like there is no tomorrow, okay? Pay attention to every word I'm gonna tell you, because this, if you don't make money here, you might as well just quit this industry because you won't be able to make money anywhere, okay? Now, here's the important part. Once we start, we identify, we say, you know what, we're gonna build this thing. And it's like that airplane taking out, getting on the runway. It needs to gain momentum, okay? Over the next, I'd say about 8 days or so, before we start running traffic, everybody's just like, most marketers are like, just tell me where to get traffic. No. If you get in traffic, how are your results? Probably not good. Why? You don't do it properly. We need to set up the system right. We need to gain momentum, and then the plane's gonna take off, right? So we gotta go full throttle. You guys, all out, full in. There's no, what if a 747, Jason, you fly planes, right?
So
you know what it's like.
I'm a pilot.
What if it goes 99% or 90% throttle?
It will not make it off the runway.
Exactly.
It's not taking off.
It's gonna crash.
Be on the news. You'll be on the news. Exactly right.
You'll be on the news, which is not a good thing. So we've got to go full out, right? Now, what happens is that plane, you pull the full throttle in. Now imagine, stay with me here. It's a huge lesson in business, okay? You go. You start out really small. The plane doesn't go like this right away, right? It starts out small, slow, and then it gains speed and gains momentum. And then it goes, and then it gets to the point to where, what the pilots call the point of no return. It basically means that you're either going to take off or you're going to crash. Yep. Right? Jason, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
All day long.
So it's about that half of the runway, is it not?
Yes, it's at that VY point where you're actually that point, you're going to rotate forward. So here's the ticket. You're going to start off, you're going to be really excited, but we're putting the brakes on because as a pilot, and I can tell you this one because I fly planes, I can tell you one reality, but when you're getting ready to take off that airplane, Vic, you put your throttle full on, but the brakes are on. You don't move forward. You don't go forward. No aircraft is going to take off right then. You don't put your throttle and keep going. You put it full in. So right now, I want you to get full in. I want you to get deeply in, sucked into that moment where everything's there and you're holding on tight. And we are putting the brakes on you. Because if we let you go right now, you won't have enough momentum built up, which is knowledge, which is power, which is direction, which is insight, which is the tools. Listen, 20 years, done this. Dozen years, done this. That's 32 years together in a moment. You will be successful if you listen clearly and follow a step by step and don't fall off the edge.
See, I like to put it like this, if you knew like you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that you will succeed in 14 days, and you just knew it, right? It's like when you watch a movie and you know that there is a good ending. I mean, even though you might get anxious or whatever in the middle of the movie, right? But you know there's going to be a good ending. But what if you knew like you knew that you will become successful at the end of the 14 days? Would you go full out, right? What would you do to make this work? What would you do if you knew like you couldn't fail? See, take action. Go through this as if you knew that you could not fail, because my promise to you is you won't. The only person who can fail you is you, and it's because you probably didn't follow instructions. So here's the thing. With the airplane metaphor, another really good thing to understand and kind of keep in mind as an entrepreneur is when the plane takes off, it needs to climb the altitude, right? There's going to be some things that we'll be doing strategically to make sure that we get to that altitude in your business. On the way there, right, we may run into some turbulence zone. Right, when an airplane takes off, and Jason, sometimes there's clear skies, sometimes there's sometimes we take off and we go and shaking, and you
a little weather,
and you're holding onto your seat, and you're like, my goodness, this is the last day of my life, right? See, most marketers, what happens, you guys, you don't know this because you haven't been in that world yet, which is good for you.
Yeah. Most
marketers, hear me out. Most marketers, that's when they crash, not understanding. See, it's the lack of knowledge. It's the lack of you don't know what to expect. Right? So when you get to this point in your business, you're like, oh, you don't have a mentor, you don't have somebody to lead you through the way, and you think this is the end of the world, and you crash. See, that's what happens, unfortunately, in business a lot, right? What the plane needs to do when it gains that altitude, it just needs to continue to go, right? See, I like to say, Jason, if you're going through hell, just go faster.
That's right. Don't stop.
And so if we, in
lemonade
business,
stands over there.
Right. See, in business, you just have to understand that, that's okay. It's just part of the process. Yeah. It doesn't happen every time, but it's a part of the process, okay? So just keep that in mind. And then you break through the clouds, and then you break through the turbulence zone, and then the skies are clear. Yeah. And then the sun is shining, right? And then you're coasting.
It's the greatest feeling in the entire world when you break through clouds and everything's good and you maintain a certain level of ascent. Yep. And you put that in your checkbook. Just think about this one. As a pilot, when you're going through a climb, you'll have little manuals, right, at airports, and they'll say, you must maintain 500 feet per minute as you climb. If you're not going to be able to clear all the obstacles in the world. That's like your checkbook. The amount of money you generate, the amount of clicks you'll generate, the amount of opportunity you generate is a prerequisite for how far and how quickly your business will grow. If you try to go too fast, too quickly, you will not be able to gain the momentum. You will not be able to lift off. You will go up and you will crash and burn. You have to have the right angle of ascent. And what we've outlined for you for the next 14 days is the right angle of ascent so that you can go at the right path, at the right process to get to the top. If you try to go too fast, you may crash and burn. If you try to go too slow, you may not have enough lift and you may crash. Yeah.
The good news for you guys, of course, you're with us in the room. The good news for you, my friend, here watching us and going through the journey is there's going to be no room for error. If you can watch the video, if you can literally pause and do what we do, and you have the same tools, you'll get the same tools. We'll tell you exactly what to get, exactly where to go, where to click, everything. Just follow the steps. Yeah. There's no room for error, right? And so that's that. Now, here is, I want to give you guys a big secret. This helped me in the business tremendously. You ready for it?
It's a drum roll right now.
You ready for it?
Virtual drum roll.
See, when I got started in the business, right, I didn't understand it fully. I didn't understand this concept. It's a concept called the golden circle. It's not mine. I learned it from somebody. There's a book called Start With Why. I'm not sure if you guys read it. Great book. If you didn't read it, check it out. When you have a chance. By Simon Sinek. And so he outlines this, and when I came across that a few years ago, I started to deliberately implement it in my business, and this is where you can literally become a magnetic persona within your marketplace, within your space, right? How do you get people to just buy from you and want to buy from you, and you seem to be no different than anybody else, right? How does that work? There is a way, and it's called the golden circle. I'm actually going to demonstrate this to you guys because this is a huge concept, okay? Actually, see, I'm going to go digital on you with the digital whiteboard. Okay, you ready for it? All right, I'm going to demonstrate this for you. Little pattern interrupt here. Hugely important. When I started to deliberately implement this in my business, my results went like this, okay? And everybody that I taught it to, if you operate from this principle, okay, the golden circle principle, you will make, I was going to say you'll make money, you will be successful in anything you do, okay? So it goes kind of something like this, okay? There's 3 circles. 1, see that perfect circle? 2, you like that, Jason?
I love it. You're a circle master.
I've been practicing.
You have accomplished circle mastery.
Okay, so check this out, okay? Check this out. This is called the golden circle. And when you look at companies, like most companies out there, in fact, all of the companies out there, including online marketers, offline business owners, brick and mortars, you name it, right? This outer circle, they know what they're selling, okay? They know what their product is. I'm selling bicycles, I'm selling TVs, I'm selling computers, I'm selling digital product. They know what they're selling, okay? At least what it's called, right? Mm-hmm. That's everybody, okay?
Okay.
Very few companies, okay, know, or in our case, representatives. Let's say if I'm a representative of a company, would I know how I'm selling it, right? How, okay? Fewer. Everybody knows what, very few knows how, okay? So in our space, how we're selling it is most people will tell you, my friend, I'm just gonna talk to you for a minute here. If you've been in an online space for any period of time, you might see marketers saying, well, how am I selling my thing? Is I'm just getting traffic to my product. That's how I'm selling it. Really? Well, no wonder you're struggling, right? No wonder you're not getting the results that you want, because you know what you're selling, you know how you sell it. Now, when you look at company like the most successful companies in the world, the Apple, the Harley Davidsons of the world, right? To where they hardly spend any money on advertisement, but people are just attracted to them, right? How do you build that? There's a way to build that in business and engineer that concept, right? And according to Simon Sinek, and I tested it in my business, he says very, very, very few people know this insider circle, and this is why. Okay? Why you're doing what you're doing. Okay? And so when I got started, and there's two different whys. There's two kinds of whys in our business. I want to explain this to you. Initially, I'm going to tell you about me. Okay? So when I got started, it was 2005. I got married, I had family, I had children, right? I'm like, I want to be successful because I want to provide the best lifestyle for my family. I want to be able to take them to trips. I wanted to be able to give them a nicer house, a cool car, and just be able to buy stuff, right? Take them and give them the life that they truly deserve. Why not? I mean, if we can, why not, right? That was my why in the beginning. That was something that drove me. That metaphor of the airplane. See, I told you guys, everything we're going to teach you here and everything we're going to talk about has a purpose and a strategy behind it. Circling back to that airplane metaphor, check it out. When I was building my business, I ran into that turbulence zone. I was like this in my business at one point in time. I was at the point where I did not have $1.19 to my name, right? And I was at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. I would never, ever, ever want to go back there, but I would not trade it for anything because it made me who I am today, okay? I don't know what you're going through in life right now, but if you are going through turbulence right now, it's okay, okay? Just take my hand right now, right here. Take it. And let's go together. I'm going to walk you through this. All right? Check it out. What helped me go through that turbulence is my why. At that time, it was my family, right? I kept going back to my why. Do I want to go and work for somebody else, or do I, pursue my dream? And I went pursuing my dream. That evolved, and right now, my why is a little bit different. Right now, my why is I want to help people like you. I want to help people like you. That's what drives me right now, And so it's very, very important. We're going to talk a lot about that a little bit later on as we progress, but just understand this concept. Identify what your why is, okay? So let's move on here, and I'll give you specific things that you will be doing today. Does this make sense, by the way?
It does.
It does.
Okay. So every single day, you guys, we're going to have a specific assignment, okay, that we're going to do. And every single assignment, if you do 100% without questioning, is designed to take you a step further to the end destination, which is the sunny skies, right, that we want to be at, and designed to put money in your bank account within 14 days. If you miss or deviate from any one of these assignments, right, I cannot promise your success. But if you follow everything 100%, not 99, not like 98, not what you think you want to do, but if you follow through 100%, I can promise you success because we're going to do it with you, okay? I can promise you success because I'm going to do it with you. So today's assignment is we need to get very, very clear on a couple of things, okay? Actually, this is your assignment for today. I'm going to give it to you right now, and for you, my friend, you can find this in your resources or to-do list.
In your to-do list.
Right? There's a tab to the right of this video. I just go and click it as you're watching this, and you'll be able to print this out, okay? There's 3 things you're going to do today. Jason, there's one for you as well, my friend.
Oh, you're so good to me. Oh, I love it. God bless you.
And I get a few more copies here. All right, so here's what we need to do. We need to make a decision, okay? See, a decision comes from, I think it's Greek or something, other translation, to where basically deciding means to cut off, right? There is a difference between committing to something and then resolving to something. When I commit to something, yeah, it's okay, you can, there is a difference between when you say, you know what, I resolve, I'm going to do this, and you share it with somebody that cares about you, and when you just said it to yourself. It's easy to bail out if nobody knows what your resolve is.
Sure.
Right? What we wanted to do today, you guys, is we want to draw the line in the sand before we start doing anything else. Before we start doing anything else whatsoever in this program, let's resolve Okay? Let's draw that line in the sand and say, you know what, that's it. I'm changing my life today. Mark today, as a matter of fact, whatever date you're watching this video at, right? Mark today as the day that will forever change your life, provided you'll go through the program. You with me? I'm fired up. So here's the assignment, you guys. Well, you basically very simple, okay? You need to be emotionally connected to this. This is going to be the thing that's going to push you through this. You'll fill it out. Basically, my name is, Mark and Kristen. And today is the date. Put today's date, right? And then just fill out. I resolve to change in the rest of my life. You can modify this if you want to. When you print this out, feel free to modify it. The main idea here, my friend, is you have got to be able to, when you read this, it needs to juice you up, right? It needs to fire you up. You need to feel that something within you to be like, you know what? When I read this, I get new energy. I get energized, right? That's the most important thing, because we're going to build our skyscraper on this foundation. This is your why. Make sense?
It does.
So I commit to reaching my goals no matter what it takes. Failures, the 98%ers in life, right? They find excuses and little things deviate them. Successful people, they go through and they follow through no matter what. Okay? Let me ask you guys this. Are you committed? Are you all in 100%?
100%.
All in 100%.
100%.
That's why we're here.
That's why you're here. I know you and I, we talked about this off camera a little bit. You guys you have your reasons why. Let me ask you, my friend. You are here. I don't know your situation. I don't know what you just went through, the craziness you're going through in life right now, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe you're okay. But there is a reason for you to be here, right? I'm going to challenge you. You ready for a challenge? Here's your challenge. Follow your assignments and do this as if your life depended on it, because it may depend on it, okay? The rest of your life will not be the same, provided you go through this program. I changed my life. Jason did the same thing. We had the privilege right now, and I don't know if I shared this with you guys, to work with literally hundreds of thousands of people through High Traffic Academy and what we do and the programs that we provide out there. We see a pattern of success and pattern for failure, okay? We're going to walk you through patterns of success. Just trust the process. I know you guys might be skeptical. You might be skeptical. You might be like this. You'll be like, okay, I'm going to see what you're going to tell me. Don't wait for tomorrow to do your today's assignment. Okay, that's what failures are doing. You're not failure. You are a winner, my friend. You are here watching us. You are a winner. You were born to win. You deserve to have the better lifestyle for your family. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your community. You owe it to your family to provide them the best that they deserve. Are you not? Okay, here's what I want you to do. Right now, here's what you're going to do. Okay, so print it out. You're going to print this out. You guys already have yours. Second assignment, number 2, as you can see on the screen here, is you will make a public commitment. Failures will not do this. Okay? And see, the thing is, you guys, we ran this program. We ran a beta version of this program of Project Breakthrough previously, prior to getting with you. So we know it works. People change their lives. All right? So now we're rolling it out to the whole world, all right, with you. This works. If you're going to do this. Failures will not do this assignment. Winners will do this assignment. Which one are you? Okay? You will make a public commitment. Declare to the world, put your stake in the ground, say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. You're going to fill it out, you're going to scan it in, post it in the comments on this page, let the world see your commitment. Okay? You up for that? Let other people see what you declare to the world, because it's powerful. Our thoughts, what we say, our words are powerful. Right? It's very, very important. There's a thing called language of success and language for failure. We're going to talk about that later on. But I just want to tell you, listen, mental readiness and mental, success is 80% mental, is what they say. And I tend to believe it, right? Think of this as 1 or a 0. If you fill this out and you're like, okay, I think I'm going to succeed. I didn't do this before, but I think I can do it. I'm like 99% positive. I feel good. Vic just juiced me up, right? Jason fired me up. I feel good. But there's a little bit of a thing in your mind. You're like, maybe it's not going to work, right? It's a 0. 100%. No plan B. No plan C. No ifs, buts. Dedicate the rest, 14 days to change the rest of your life. That's it. Just 14 days. Anybody can do this. And I promise you, you give me 14 days. Same with you guys. You give me 14 days. You give Jason and I 14 days. We'll give you a brand new life. Okay? So, Jason, that's it from me. Let's keep it short right now. And anything you want to close us out with?
You know what, brother? I think you hit it on the nail pretty clearly. You've got your assignment. You know what you've got to get it done. You guys have your worksheet in front of you for your personal breakthrough. And my brother, you're 100% right in every single way. If you plan to be successful, you will be. Yep. You got to go all in every single way. And that may even sound a little cliche for some people, or, oh, I'm not believing that one. It's not really in my heart or my head. But I can tell you one thing. When I woke up this morning, I made a plan, and the plan was to accomplish every single thing on my list that I planned to do to get the results that I wanted. There's nothing I didn't do. I began to eat in the morning, I took a shower in the morning, did my things, my daily routine to make sure I could accomplish what I wanted at the end of the day. So the end of your day is freedom. The end of your day is financial opportunity. The end of your day is stop driving yourself nuts without having the money you deserve to have. Then you've got to do the work. So I want you to do this right now, right where we're done with this video. We're gonna close off right here. Fill out your personal breakthrough. Take the time, understand what it means, resonate with it, fill it out, scan it, upload it right here to the next area on this little tab to our right. It's the section you can upload it for. You'll say right there, there's your files. Upload it right there. Declare it to everybody that this is your time, because your future will depend on it.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow as well
right.
for another session. So what we're gonna do tomorrow is we're gonna probably talk about, giving you the base for marketing, understanding the language of marketing. And so that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. And then every single day from thereafter, we're gonna pick a product, we're gonna build a system for it from scratch. You will get to see everything. In fact, you'll be able to do this with us. And we're gonna fill it with traffic, we're gonna do it right, and get you guys income coming in within 14 days.
You ready to go?
Sounds
Awesome.
good.
We're ready.
Awesome. Go ahead and let us know what you think about that. How you feel right now. Are you like fired up? Are you ready to go? You're gonna do your assignment. Let the community know. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
So I just completed my homework for the day. Super pumped and excited. In the next 14 days, my goal is to earn about $2,500. This to me will show legitimacy in the program. In the next 30 days, the goal is to earn $5,000. And this just shows me the potential to earn for future. And then in the next 12 months, my goal is to be able to earn $250,000. So this really is giving me the confidence that I can do this as our business and really provide the lifestyle that we want to for our children.
I completed my homework tonight, and Vic told us it's a 1 or a 0. We're either all in or we're all out. So it's not a goal for me. I will earn $2,500 in the next 14 days. I'm going to earn $7,500 in the next 30 days. That's going to get me really excited about our future. At the end of the next 12 months, I'm going to earn $250,000, and I'm going to quit my job.